Hello aspirants, welcome to EcoPulse Academy. If you are preparing for the PGT Biology, TGT Medical and other state competitive exams, this video will be beneficial for you. In this video, we will discuss the NCERT series where we will discuss the each and every chapter of the NCERT Biology line by line and with the explanation. My name is Hitendra Kumar. I will be teaching you the NCERT series. In this series, we will cover the plus 1 and plus 2 biology, plus 1 plus 2 chemistry and other subjects NCERTs. NCERT सीरीज में शुरू करने से पहले मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा, अगर आप NCERT सीरीज को देखना चाहते हैं तो आप इकोपल्स एकेडमी के YouTube चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें। NCERT सीरीज में हम शुरू करेंगे बायोलॉजी। सबसे पहले शुरू करेंगे बायोलॉजी प्लस वन के यूनिट 1 को से शुरू करेंगे हम। यूनिट 1 के अंदर हम 4 चैप्टर पढ़ेंगे, दैट इज चैप्टर 1 द लिविंग वर्ल्ड, चैप्टर 2 द बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन, चैप्टर 3 द प्लांट किंगडम एंड चैप्टर 4 द एनिमल किंगडम. Each and every chapter of this in NCERT will be covered line by line. अगर आप NCERT साथ रखेंगे तो इस वीडियो आपके लिए काफी फायदेमंद होने वाला है. आप NCERT को साथ रखें ताकि आप एक एक लाइन को आसानी से पढ़ सके और इसको ट्रांसक्राइब कर सके. चलिए शुरू करते हैं. फर्स्ट चैप्टर है दैट इज द लिविंग वर्ल्ड और सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन आता है व्हाट इज लिविंग. लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय ग्रोथ, रिप्रोडक्शन, मेटाबॉलिज्म, सेलुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, consciousness and the ability to respond to stimuli. First, we will discuss the biodiversity. Biodiversity refers to the variety of the life forms on Earth. It includes plants, animals, microorganisms, and their ecosystems. The first parameter is the growth and development. Growth is the increase in the mass and number of the individual. That is both externally, which includes cell division, and internally, that includes cell enlargement. Development is the progression of changes in the form and functions during the life cycle of an organism. Next concept is the metabolism. Metabolism is defined as the sum total of all chemical reactions occurring in the body, which is anabolic, building up, and catabolic, that is breaking down. That are the processes or part of the metabolism. Next is the reproduction. Reproduction is the biological process by which new individual organisms are produced. Reproduction can be asexual and sexual. Next is the cellular organization. All living organisms are composed of cells, which are the basic unit of life. Cells may be prokaryotic or may be eukaryotic. Next is consciousness. Consciousness is the awareness of the environment and response to the stimuli. Consciousness is defined as the defining feature of the living organism. What are the characteristics of the life? Characteristics of the life are the living organism which exhibit certain characteristics which we discussed in the previous slides, that is metabolism, growth, reproduction and response to stimuli, which distinguish them from non-living entities. Now move on to the further, that is taxonomy, nomenclature and systematics. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the branch of biology that deals with the classification and naming of the organisms. The classification involves hierarchy, which includes domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Nomenclature. The process of naming organisms scientifically using binomial nomenclature, which was developed by Carl Linnaeus, which gives each species a two-part name, that is the genus name and the species name. For example, Homo sapiens, that is Homo is the genus name and the sapiens is the species name. Next, move on to the what are the needs of classification. Classification helps in organizing the vast number of organisms, making study and understanding easier. It provides a basis for identifying organisms and predicting characteristics shared by members or group of members. Let's just move on. Systematics. Systematics is the study of diversity of the organisms and their evolutionary relationship. It includes taxonomy and involves evolutionary relationships and phylogenetic trees. What are the taxonomy categories? Taxonomy category, also known as the taxon, that is plural is the taxa, is a rank or level in the biological classification system that groups organisms based on shared characteristics. Each category represents a different level of organization and reflects the evolutionary relationship among the organisms. What are the major taxonomy categories? The main taxonomy categories which will be descending order of the rank are: number first is the domain. Domain is the highest taxonomic rank. There are 3 types of domains, that is the archaea, bacteria and the eukarya. For example, eukarya, it includes all eukaryotic organisms. Next one is the kingdom. It is the second highest rank, where the grouping of organisms are based on fundamental characteristics. For example, Animalia, that is the animal. Number third is the phylum. Phylum is the division in the plants. Groups organisms based on the major body plans and organization. For example, chordata, that is the animal with notochord. Next one is a class. It further divides the phyla based on the more specific characteristics. For example, mammalia. Mammalia includes the mammals. Next one is the order. It groups the organisms within a class based on additional shared characteristics. Example, carnivora, that is the meat eating and mammals. Next is the family. Family is a more specific category that groups the related genera. Example, Felidae. Felidae includes the cats. Next is the genus. Genus groups the species that are closely related and share a common ancestor. Example, Panthera includes lions, tigers, leopards. And what is the species? Species is the basic unit of classification that represents a group of individuals that can be interbreed and produce fertile offspring. Example, Panthera leo, that is the leon. Taxonomic hierarchy. Taxonomic hierarchy is the arrangement of taxonomic categories in a hierarchical order, from the broadest to the most specific. That is, this specific reflects the evolutionary relationships and degree of similarity among the organisms. Hierarchical arrangement is the that you can see in the slides. That is the domain, kingdom, phylum, division, class, order, family, genus, and species. What are the importance of the taxonomic hierarchy? Number one is it organizes the biological diversity. It helps in the systematically categorizing the vast diversity of the organisms. Second importance is indicates the evolutionary relationships. That is, it reflects the evolutionary history and genetic relationships among the organisms. Number third is the facilitate identification and study. It provides a structured framework for identifying, naming, and studying the organisms. Number fourth is the standardized nomenclature. It ensures consistency and clarity in the naming of the organisms worldwide. What are the taxon and rank and category? What are the taxon, rank, and category? A taxon is a group of one or more population of an organism that can be seen by taxonomists to form a unit. It is a named unit at any level of the taxonomic hierarchy, such as species, genus, family. For example, in the classification of lion, the Panthera is the genus taxon and the Panthera leo is the species taxon. What is rank? A rank is the level relative to the other levels at which a taxon is placed in the taxonomic hierarchy. Each rank represents a specific level of grouping in the biological classification system. Example, that is species, Panthera leo, genus Panthera, family Felidae. In this example, species, genus, and family are the ranks and each contain the specific taxa. What are the categories? A category refers to the rank or level in the hierarchy of biological classification. It represents a broader or narrower grouping of organisms based on shared characteristics. The main categories in the descending order are we have discussed in the previous slides. That is the domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Each category encompasses the taxa at that level of the classification. What are the key differences? That is taxon. A taxon is a named group of organisms at any rank. For example, Felidae, Panthera. Rank, the specific level in the hierarchical classification. And the category, the name of the rank or level. For example, family is a category that can contain many taxa. What are the taxonomical aids? The taxonomical aids are the tools and techniques used by taxonomists to identify, classify, and study organisms. These aids provide critical support in the field of taxonomy, helping scientists to catalog the diversity of the life and understand the relationship among different species. What are the major taxonomical aids? Number first, herbarium. A herbarium is a collection of preserved plant specimens and associated data used for scientific study. The plant specimens are dried, pressed, and mounted on the sheets with detailed information. For example, their scientific name, location, and date of collection. How it can be used? The reference for plant identification, study of plant diversity, and research in systematics and taxonomy. Number second is the botanical gardens. Botanical gardens are the institutions that maintain collections of the living plants for research, conservation, and education. What are functions of the botanical gardens? It provides material for botanical research, conserve plant diversity, and educate the public about the plant science. What are the examples? That is the Royal Botanical Garden, Kew. Number third is the museum. Museum houses the collections of preserved specimens of animals, plants, fossils, and other objects of the scientific interest. What is function of the museum? It serves as a reference center for the study and classification of the organism. It offers educational exhibit and support biodiversity research. Example, the Natural History Museum, London. Next is the fourth one is the zoological parks, that is the zoos. Zoological parks are the facilities where animals are kept in the captivity for the public viewing, conservation, and study. What are the functions of the zoological parks? It provides opportunities to observe and study animal behavior, support conservation efforts, and offer educational programs about wildlife. Number 5 is the wildlife sanctuaries and the national parks. It are the protected areas established to conserve wildlife and their habitats. The functions are to provide natural habitats for wildlife, support ecological research, and promote conservation and biodiversity education. Example is the Yellowstone National Park, that is in the USA. What are the biological research stations? That facility is dedicated to biological research and field studies. It offers a base for scientific studies on various aspects of biology, it including taxonomy, ecology, and behavior. Examples are the Smithsonian Tropical Research Institute, Panama. What are the keys? Dichotomous keys are tools used to identify organisms based on a series of choices between alternative characteristics. Their functions are it helps in the identification of unknown organism by following a step-by-step approach. Examples of the keys are a key to identify tree species based on the leaf shape and their arrangements. Next move on karte, that is the monographs and catalogs. Monographs are the detailed books or papers on a single taxon, providing comprehensive information on its classification, distribution, and ecology. Catalogs. Catalogs are the list of species or other taxa, often with the information on their distribution, synonyms, and bibliographic references. The monographs and catalogs functions are it serves as a reference material for taxonomists, aiding in the identification and classification of the organisms. Number 9 is the culture collections. Culture collections are the repositories that maintain cultures of the microorganisms, cells, or tissues for research and references. The functions are it provides pure and well-documented culture for scientific research, taxonomy, and industrial application. Example includes the American Type Culture Collection, that is ATCC. What are the field guides? The last and foremost, field guides are the books or digital resources that provide information and illustrations for identifying plants, animals, and other organisms in their natural habitats. The functions are it assists researchers, students, and enthusiasts in the identifying species during their field studies. Examples are the Field Guide to the Birds to the North America by the National Geographic Society. Taxonomic classification and their examples. Living organisms share common characteristics and are classified based on the similarities and their differences in the form and functions. Taxonomy and systematics provide a structured way to study and understand the vast diversity of the life on the earth. Let's just understand this table. Here is the common name, is the biological name, and the genus, family, order, class, phylum, and division. For the man, common name is the man, that is the biological name is the Homo sapiens, genus Homo, family Hominidae, order Primata, class Mammalia, and phylum and Chordata. Housefly includes the Musca domestica, that is genus is the Musca, family is the Muscidae, order is the Diptera, and class is the Insecta, phylum is the Arthropoda. You can see further, that is the mango and wheat by yourself. Let's just summarize this chapter. At first we have studied that is the taxonomic category. Taxonomic category is the rank in the classification system, each representing a level of organization, for example domain, kingdom, and species. Then we study the taxonomic hierarchy. The taxonomic hierarchy was the arrangement of taxonomic categories in a structured order, reflecting evolutionary relationships, for example domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Then we study the taxonomical aids. The taxonomical aids are the essential tools that support the identification, classification, and study of biological diversity. They include herbaria, botanical gardens, museums, zoological parks, wildlife sanctuaries, research stations, keys, monographs, catalogs, cultural collections, and field guides. These aids provide the valuable resources for the scientists and researchers to explore and understand the vast diversity of the life on the earth.